Hi, this is Jeff Pospisil, and I'm the conference treasurer for the Dakotas Conference. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the process of setting the clergy compensation package for your pastor in 2019. We sent a letter out to the SPRC or PPRC chairs already with the instructions as well as a worksheet for your pastor, and we sent similar information through email to your pastor as well. The process is pretty similar to last year, but I'm going to still go over it quickly. Taking the clergy compensation worksheet and part of the whole evaluation process, the SPRC or PPRC should come up with some kind of recommendation for 2019. We have resources online to help you. And at the same time, really, the trustees should do an inspection of the parsonage if there is one. If you know your pastor is going to be moving next year, now might be a good time to get a professional inspection to get a detailed list of what needs to be done. And what I would do for both of these, the trustees and the SPRC or PPRC, is let your finance committee know so that they could start building it into the budget. They'll greatly appreciate that. But once the SPRC and the trustees come up with a recommendation, they should forward this to the administrative council or whatever the equivalent is for your church. And then the administrative council will discuss it, and then they'll approve something that will go to the charge conference. And the charge conference will have a vote on it, and that is how you officially set the compensation for your pastor for 2019. Of course, you're not done yet because we still need to be able to have the information sent to the Dakotas Conference so that we can properly build the church and just have accurate records. So if you would go online to dakotasumc.org, and then there is a page for submitting the clergy compensation package. And if you have troubles, you can either just call us or last resort, just mail that clergy compensation worksheet to our office. And if you do all this, you are going to have happy pastors as well as hopefully a happy church in this whole process. All right, now we're going to go through the clergy compensation worksheet. I do give brief directions, kind of like what I just did in this video, and it's all been pre-populated with hopefully your pastor's correct information. If there's anything incorrect, make sure you cross that out and let us know. That's the best way to know is when this is submitted, submit the correct information, and we'll put that in there. The changes we made from last year is we've re-added this breakdown. We had removed that for 1 year, but that was kind of a mistake. The minimum compensation, minimum base salary, I updated those, so it's $42,923 for an ordained elder, and for somebody that is not ordained, it's $40,942. The salary reduction place, we've completely eliminated it. We're just going to collect all that information during open enrollment, and because this is not an expense of the church, but instead it's really the pastor's expense, and it's up to them. We're just going to collect that during open enrollment, and then we're going to put that all into a finalized clergy compensation form that we send to the pastor and the church, and hopefully we'll get that out the door in mid-December. Another change, pension direct bill actually went down a little bit, so depending on how much your pastor's salary increases, that'll either stay pretty close to the same or maybe even drop a little. The HealthFlex direct bill did go up quite a bit though, and the reason for the increase is we had a holiday in 2018 from Westpath, and we passed that on to the churches. So that's why it didn't increase anything in 2018, but it did increase quite a bit for 2019. The other change we made is we broke up that accountable reimbursement plan, or ARP. And we'll see if this is a good change or not, but we wanted to make sure people are thinking about Are we providing for our pastors continuing education, and just to hopefully make sure this is clear about what it goes for. For right now, your 2018 any accountable reimbursement plan, we just put it all into the other part. So you can either leave it there or you can break it out if that's helpful. So what I would do is when you're with your SPRC, decide what a fair wage is for this pastor. If they made 40,000 last year, they need to make at least 40,942 this year. Um, if you happen to have the copy that we sent your pastor, one thing I like to do is just update it right here, or you can get a blank copy on the website. So if I was gonna, let's say, uh, put in $42,000 for Pastor Kyle. And the housing exclusion is also up to your pastor, and that doesn't cost you anything. It just helps them reduce their taxable income. So you should really visit with your pastor about that. The pension direct bill, that's always one that's kind of complicated to calculate. There's the form down here, or you can go online under Finance and Benefits Finance. There's a Finance Forms, and then at the bottom, Pension Direct Bill Calculator. And I had set Kyle's to 42,000, and Kyle was an FL, meaning full-time licensed local pastor. And if you do this, then it gives you the breakout automatically. So 11,105. So you see, even for Kyle, with a pay increase, the direct bill did go down a little bit. And let's just say I'll keep these the same for accountable reimbursement plan. And then I'll total those up. And 32,280. And what I would do is I would go ahead and save this. After everything's approved at the charge conference, then what somebody needs to do, whether it's the pastor or the church secretary or the SPRC or the treasurer or whoever, somebody who's responsible and can type numbers accurately, needs to go online. So if you go back to dakotasumc.org, and you could either find it under forms, or we also have under benefits, there's a clergy comp sheet. And then you just fill this in, same as we just did. So and then whoever needs to be contacted about this, and whoever will get the form back, I'll put my name here, and I'll put my email address. So when I hit the submit button, all this information will go off to Leanna at the benefits office, and then a copy of it will be sent here. So I'll just hit submit, and you know it works if you get to this screen. And just a reminder, there are some helpful information and resources online. Most of them are found under forms. And if you go to charge conference, if you just click that button there, right here, and then it'll narrow it down. You'll see the clergy compensation worksheet. That's the online version, as well as here's a blank form, the PDF form. Yeah, that's fillable. And then there's just other things like questions and policies for accountable reimbursement, for housing allowances, and salary reductions agreements, and all that good stuff. So I just hope this all goes well for you. And thank you thank you for your service, and hopefully it does. The process does help you and your pastor have a great ministry together.